Hello YouTube, I hope you guys are doing well. Liverpool fan in Japan here, the Miyazaki man Sai. Finally, Europa League Thursday nights under the headlights at Anfield. We're back against Toulouse in Ligue 1. By the way, if you enjoy my Liverpool content and want to see dedicated Liverpool content, make sure you subscribe to my dedicated Liverpool channel, Liverpool fan in Japan. Link in the comment below and in the description. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time, and then I can start the live streams of the 3 PM kickoffs, some of the 12:30 PM kickoffs as well. We get them all on our sporting app, Spo TV now. So join me for the live kickoffs and in-depth technical analysis. Without further ado, let's get into it. Here is the starting lineup prediction against Toulouse. Now we are at Anfield. Jurgen Klopp is taking the Europa League seriously. You can tell by his last few lineups. The senior players will always want to play, and this is a chance for those senior players who may be on the fringes or on the cuffs of starting to get back into it. Curtis Jones needs to pick up some form again. Obviously he's banned for one more match against Nottingham Forest on the weekend, and that's a big factor as well. Nottingham Forest at Anfield, Sunday 2 PM kickoff, plenty of time to rest and recover. Some of the senior players might start this one to give us an edge, to get us ahead, and once we're ahead we can bring on the youngsters and see it at home, give them some exposure. Or does Klopp trust the youngsters to start and see how it goes? Tactical plan, by the way, I made a video about in-depth Jurgen Klopp tactical planning ahead. If you want to see how he prepares for each match, make sure you check out that video as well. I've gone really deep with the insight and analysis on that one. I'm sure you guys will love it. So I'm going to respect your time and go straight into the lineup, the back four and the goalkeeper. Here we go. It's going to be Kelleher in goal because he is our Europa League keeper and he is quality, one of the best number 2s in the league. If you haven't seen the video on squad depth, I recommend you see that one as well. But Kelleher, we know he's a safe pair of hands, he's quality with his feet, he's got composure, he's a Liverpool keeper. Ultimately he's too good to be a number 2 long term. He wants to compete with Bazunu for the international spot, so let's enjoy him while we can. He is our cup keeper and he is quality. Left back, here the name Chambers, right? Chambers has undoubted potential. He's an all-around left back. He can bomb forward. He's defensively solid as well. Disciplined. He's a good lad. All accounts, all the coaches rate him, rave about him. He's a solid 7 every single week. I think he's a steady Eddie. He's a safe pair of feet in this occasion to fulfill the tactical role that Klopp wants. Trent in this lineup may be a surprise, but I don't think Trent needs a rest. We can always take him off at hour mark as well, and we're against Nottingham Forest on the weekend once again, so this is an opportunity for him to stamp his authority as the vice captain. He will be captain on the night in absence of Van Dijk. Because we have a senior right back here, Chambers starts on the left, can tuck in as that free. Chambers, Quansah and Matip. Matip has the ability to run forward, drive with the ball, bring the ball out of defence. Quansah's a bit more composed, he'll probably stay a bit more back, he'll probably ping a few more balls, confidence off both feet. But there we go, a mixture of seniority and youth. People might be questioning Quansah and Chambers at left back, but I actually think Chambers is more suited to protecting Quansah as opposed to Tsimikas, whose main attributes are going forwards, because Tsimikas can switch off a little bit on the defensive side of things, then he commits a few fouls. Quansah can marshal Chambers. Quansah's had a bit more exposure, and Chambers is actually probably better than Tsimikas at dropping into that 3-box-3 formation, which can facilitate Trent dropping into that pivot alongside our midfielder, our central midfielder. You're going to know who our central defensive midfielder is, because the one and only Harvey Elliott. Yes, he's going to be back onto the pitch and can't wait to see how he performs, because he is Legendo, national team captain. Basically, he's just going to take some time to adjust to Klopp's demands on the number 6 role. The number 6 role is the most vital component of the whole fulcrum, the whole function, the whole anchor. He dictates where the other 2 midfielders go. He dictates where the line is high defensive centre backs. He dictates where the Trent goes alongside him and the Chambers to tuck inside as well. Ultimately, it's going to take some time for Endo to be trusted in this role against the high pressure push of the Premier League offensive players, pressuring high with the high press. However, Endo is quality. He doesn't get to where he gets to without, a bit of ability and a bit of know-how and a bit of something about him. And Klopp and the team, especially Schmatke, would know everything about Endo. This is his time to shine. This is his big opportunity, and I have no doubt against decent opposition in Toulouse that he will take the game by the scruff of the neck and help protect our backline. I'm actually pretty confident about this game. And alongside him, Harvey Elliott in a right-sided 8, natural fit, obviously left-footed, big bonus there, can do the pseudo Salah half space wide forward role. Jones, obviously one game still banned, however he's a first team player throughout, he can hold the ball, and in this particular lineup he'll probably float in and around number 10 spot rather than the left hand side, because Endo provides that shield for protection. Elliott is very good on a press and discipline to come back as well. Jones has more freedom in this kind of lineup, and as the senior midfielder in this lineup alongside Elliott, you'd expect this midfield to get a lot of the ball, dominate the ball and shuffle the ball around. By senior, I mean he's the one that starts in starting 11 more often than not. Endo has the experience in terms of seniority of age and international experience, and Elliott has been a first team member for as long as I can remember. Top quality lad, big opportunity for these guys to shine. He may reach Bernardo Silva, David Silva potential in the future. He's very young, give him time, give him space. These three, well trusted, top quality, will win the midfield. And okay, unlike the Champions League group stages where even a win is quite lucrative, you get a lot of money, I'm sure in the Europa League as a European competition you get some money for a win as well, and Salah never likes to be dropped, hence why the forward line is Salah, Gakpo and Jota. Gakpo, I think, has been training, he's fit, he'll come right back in, I think he's going to make an impact. He facilitates his team, allowing Elliott and Curtis Jones to play off him, Salah to cut inside, Jota as well, the slotter. He's got to get back on form, get in the goals, because when he's on a hot streak he is fire. Yeah, he needs to get back in the goals. And Salah will help us get the early lead, which will allow us to rotate and bring on some of the additional players, right? Gravenberch will definitely come on, Nunez you'd imagine will always come on as well. I think there's so much squad depth and power in this particular Liverpool team right now. You'd imagine Trent will come off at the hour mark, it'll probably be Gomez, perhaps Troy Inoue will come on as well. He's been lighting it up in the youth leagues and he's been training with the squad this week. He might make his debut, right? Wow, he's been fast tracked, high potential, high hopes for him as well. But this lineup will score goals. This lineup looks deadly. I have full faith that this is going to be a good European night. We're due to absolutely pace the team. This is it. I've actually bought two new pieces of kit here, not Liverpool related, but they're Asics sporting goods, right? Let's have a look-see. Liverpool beat Red. I think this Toulouse match is going to be a big indication as to the futures of Wataru Endo, Harvey Elliott, Cody Gakpo and Curtis Jones. It's going to be huge for him for varying reasons. Let's look at Curtis Jones first and foremost. Coming off the back of a 3-match ban, he's got to stake his claim for that left-sided 8 slot, because Gravenberch hasn't put a foot wrong. And Gravenberch is the more progressive player. He can shuffle, pirouette, turn on the spot. He's very good at turning on the spot. He's got those gangly legs protecting the ball, and he can transition and push through the ball as well. Curtis Jones is much better at retaining the ball in various areas of the pitch, and Curtis Jones always finds himself free. But why would you drop Gravenberch? He's just coming to prominence, coming to form. And also we've got Luton coming up as well, and Nottingham Forest. So who will take that left-sided 8 slot? Will it even be McAllister? Will Endo be trusted to push McAllister on further? We'll wait to see. But on the Toulouse thing, I am fairly confident that Curtis Jones will start on the left-hand side, because he's got to pick up some rhythm, some match fitness again, right? Similarly, Wataru Endo seems to be starting Europa League matches, because in these kind of European competitions, it's more adjusted to his international style of play. With Stuttgart, he would be under the cosh, under pressure, protecting and shielding the line, forward pressing, and people have to follow him on. To adjust to Klopp's tactics is not the easiest, especially in that 6th role, that pivot role, the lighthouse, the vacuum, the Dyson. Fabinho took some while to settle as well. Endo will come to prominence. It's these type of games that will show what he's about, and it's essential that he starts as well. He'll be more akin to European football. He starts at the 6th slot. Then we have Cody Gakpo coming back from injury as well. Nunez is racking up the assists, the goals. Him and Salah got that love collection right there. I'm loving it all the way. But between Gakpo and Nunez, Nunez is the obvious agent of chaos at the moment, and he starts. Jota was actually the one making those penetrating runs. Very good at ball carrying in front of the final line defence of Everton. Unfortunately couldn't stick in, didn't have a clear opportunity. They are very tough to break down. But Gakpo's got to come back to form, coming off an injury, he's got to come back to prominence as well. He only injured himself getting that goal for Liverpool. So, yep, hopefully Gakpo's fit enough to start from the off. It'll be good on European night, retaining the ball and an extra person into midfield as well. So we've talked about Endo, we've talked about Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott. Now, very interesting player. I think his ceiling is sky high, as you've seen in that ratings video. He could become a David Silva, a Bernardo Silva. These kind of left-footed, silky, transitional players that can play anywhere in the offensive third, right? This is kind of his opportunity to stake his claim as the Salah replacement when Salah goes to African Cup of Nations. I think Harvey Elliott has had a huge impact off the bench, because when he comes off the bench, he is the first player that always looks forwards and looks to transition the ball in a forward motion. He adds absolutely adds tempo to the midfield. You'll notice the ball pace and the ball playing speeds up when Harvey Elliott is on the ball. Every single teammate trusts Elliott's technical ability as well to receive the ball under pressure and transition it forward. Also, Salah makes a different run. Have you noticed when Salah is with Szoboszlai can progress the ball, but he's also got the long raking diagonal balls. He's a multi-dimensional, multifaceted player, Szoboszlai, absolutely top notch, but different to Harvey Elliott. Salah knows it's likely that Elliott will be looking at him for the first opportunity, because Elliott knows that Salah in the half space between the full-back and the central defender of the opposition is a threatening position. Elliott can overlap, run inside, he can underlap as well, he can play the 1-2s. He always gets Salah into position on that right half space, or also on the right side of the penalty area, or down the wing. Salah always expects the ball every time Elliott is about to receive the ball. This connection is totally love. Salah is more effective when Elliott is on the pitch. Salah gets his 2 goals, everyone's happy. Elliott unlocks Salah in a transition. Elliott is also a starting player. Klopp, Pep Linders, the whole team actually really trust Elliott in this position. But can he make a position his own? Where does he start? He can't start ahead of Szoboszlai on a right hand 8. He's not going to start ahead of Salah on a right wing, but he is first sub for those positions. How effective is he as a left-sided 8? Well, it's yet to be seen, because if you're playing a Lucho Diaz on the left hand side who cuts it in, Elliott can overlap around the outside and whip the ball in from the left. Now, this is a tactic that Jurgen Klopp has not yet explored. I'm very keen to see it in action as well. But can he get in that position ahead of Curtis Jones, who is a transitional player that retains the ball in various areas of the pitch, always a safe pair of legs? And Curtis Jones, predominantly offensive, does look forward, but is very good at controlling their tempo and recycling the ball around, or Gravenberch, penetrating the lines and running with progression as well. Gravenberch is probably the least mature of the 3 in the offensive third. Well, he's still young, he hasn't had many opportunities and experience to gel with his teammates and know what they do intimately inside out in and around the penalty area. So, very congested at the moment, and then people talk about McAllister's best position being in one of the more forward 8 positions. Obviously Szoboszlai's on the right 8, but lately I've seen Szoboszlai transitioning to the left 8 as well. So, competition for places is always very healthy, but who sits at the deepest pivot? That's where Curtis Jones comes into prominence, because he's had experience in under-21s. Elliott being a pressing monster doesn't necessarily translate to 6th position, and he hasn't got the physicality. They can bypass him and also hit long balls into the area where he'll struggle to clean up, whereas Wataru Endo leaps like a salmon and he's more native to that position. He plays that position for Japan, played that position for Stuttgart as well. So there's actually a lot of transitional options in the midfield, and as I said, Klopp and Linders love their multifaceted midfield options, which is why someone like Andre is being linked in January, right? Because he can add that multifaceted aspect. Thiago Alcantara would have been a big player for this kind of role, because as people transition, space, chaos, controversy creates options, and Thiago can play that ball at a moment's notice in between the lines, like the one that Endo played to unleash Szoboszlai for the absolute cracker. Thiago is best at seeing those opportunities and instantly playing the ball. Do you remember that ball to Mane in the Merseyside derby when Henderson slotted it in? It should have been a winner, wrongly ruled out for offside. Thiago is the only one in the squad who can play those balls into space with enough backspin to slow it down for the on-running runner. I think Diaz would have been a big profiter of Thiago Alcantara on the ball and on the pitch, but unfortunately he's still overcoming those hip issues. Hopefully he'll be there soon. Bajcetic coming back to form as well. I think he needs to overcome those calf issues, still growing into his body. He's still very young, don't forget how old he is. And I don't know if Ben Doak is fit again, but I think this is going to be a big match to see who can step up, dominate the gameplay, but not just the game as well from the eye perspective, dominate from the perspective of Jurgen Klopp's tactics, because if they can deliver the function that Jurgen Klopp has set them out to do, that will win them favour in Klopp and them coaching team's eyes, and that's what gets you onto the starting pitch. Performance in training, fulfilling the role that Klopp sets out for you, making an impact on the game the way that Klopp and Linders has envisaged, and adding your own personal flair and taste to show that you have something more about you than just being a robot in the system. That's not a bad thing, being a robot in the system will get you picked every week, 7 out of 10. But these players, Elliott, Gakpo, Curtis Jones and Wataru Endo, have something enough about them, I think, to fight for a starting spot in the lineup next week on the weekend, because it's against weak opposition. Why not? Give them a chance. Give the boys a rest. You can bring the firepower off the bench. My goodness, that bench is OP this season, right? Very strong. I have high hopes and high prospects on it. I think Curtis Jones obviously is a kind of first 11 player anyway, so he's going to make a more natural progression back into the team if he can displace Gravenberch from that position. Do you play Endo? Because having more possession base of the ball, he's less likely to need to use his kind of destroyer capabilities, but you put him on again when you're under the cosh. but maybe he needs to grow into that role where you're expected to dominate the ball more, right? Not always under the cosh and in the defensive transition to offensive transition. Maybe he needs to play actual positional penetrating balls, which gives him opportunity against weak opposition to fulfill that side of the game. We'll see. I think Endo gets 90 minutes. I think Curtis Jones probably 60 minutes. Harvey Elliott probably 90 minutes. Cody Gakpo 60 minutes if he's fit enough to start. If not, he'll get the last half an hour or from half time coming on. Gravenberch, he needs to maintain his good run of form. He's really exciting Liverpool fans, right? I'm really happy about how Gravenberch is progressing, playing with a smile on his face as well. And what about Kelleher? Is Kelleher fit enough to get a game back in? And heard good things about Cade Gordon potentially making a bench for this game, so keep an eye out for that. He actually has a bigger goal threat at this current moment than Ben Doak. I think Ben Doak has better raw physical attributes and is that nuisance, that pest, and will always cause havoc. But Cade Gordon seems to have that game intelligence to be in the right place to make the impact. So very excited about this Toulouse game. The Europa League is a good opportunity to see some of the more fringe players claim a stake for that starting position. Hopefully you guys enjoy the match as much as me. Make sure you join the Discord. I've actually set up a forum style format in the Discord to talk about transfer talk, starting lineup, general discussion, and what kind of Liverpool content you guys would like to see. Please make an impact in shaping the Liverpool Fan in Japan channel. I'm going to be doing live streams as soon as this channel is capable of doing it. I think it's like 1,000 subscribers or something. Join me very soon. I'll walk you along the 3 PM kickoffs. It's not just a bit of banter and a bit of fun, but also some tactical new awareness and Japan goodies coming your way. I'm going to be giving a lot of these Japanese spicy caramel noodle packets, specifically from Miyazaki, right? You're not going to find it anywhere else in Japan. Sending your way in the UK. Ramen fans, udon fans, any Japan weeby goodie fans, if you like it, very soon giveaways are commencing. Subscribe, make sure you don't miss out. Ciao, Miyazaki man, Ichiban, Jane, mata.